I've got my nephew on the line here, and he's helping me get this biochar video going. And so this is the intro for it, and we're gonna put it online. And right down here's the results of some of what I've been doing. And we're gonna roll the video on how to construct two different types of retorts and the burn and the results of the burn. So coming up just here in a second, we're going to get it going. Thanks for watching. Well, I'm fixing to cut the center out of this barrel, and I can't remember if I showed y'all how one way to find out a center of a circle, but I'll show you right here right quick. What I do is take the 16 on this framing square, and I run a line across here, and I find my center, which is 8. Then I just come over to the other side, doesn't matter where, find your 16, run your 16 again, find your 8, and then come off of that straight line at a 90-degree angle. Draw a line, come off of the center, 90 degrees, draw a line, and you've got your center. And you could use whatever measurement you want. I like 16 because I can divide it by 2 pretty easy. And that's the center of your circle. You can use it with any size. All right, I'll get back to you after I got this thing cut out and welded up. Thanks for watching. All right, welcome back. I got this one welded up. This design here is my idea to be able to have a better heat source. That small pipe on the inside is where the syngas is going to go back out of this barrel and down and help feed the fire. It's going to be underneath this barrel. So this is my idea on getting the heat more distributed horizontally and more heat on the inside of the mass of those pieces of wood, hopefully to make this a little bit more efficient. When I load this, I'm actually gonna tip this up, load that material that I'm gonna show you here in a minute. I'll fill this up, and I'm gonna just put mud around this edge and seal this lid with some good old clay mud to make that as airtight as I can. You'll see here the fire be going up excuse me, through those pieces of pipe, and that small pipe is where the gas will be coming out, feeding the flame and helping to create heat to affect the pyrolysis in that chamber. Take you over here and show you what I'm going to use in that. I've got barrels upon barrels of this material here. This is maple, kiln dried, under 10% moisture, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe up to 10, just sitting out here underneath my shed. But like I say, I get about 3 or 4 barrels of this material a week. Comes from this size up to something like this. So that's the material I'm going to use. I'm going to make another one, and I'll show you the design of it. But it'll stand upright and have the pipe going all the way through the center. And I'm gonna cut that out and get it welded up, and then I'll come back and show it to you. And I want to compare, see how much material it takes to burn I'll fill these up as close as I can, and then kind of compare how long it takes. I'm going to fire them both at the same time with as close a amount of flame under them as I can, try to make it as equal as I can. And then once they're done, I will open them up and show you how they worked out. Got these welded up, ready to start making charcoal. This is the other one. This is not my design. I saw this online. Lots of folks over there in Thailand use one very similar to this. That small piece of pipe is where the gas is going to go out below and help feed that flame to get the heat and temperature up. The wrong lid. Here's the lid for this one. Try to make those fit as tight as possible. Get this clamp on here and then seal this with sand or mud or both before I start to burn. This is the other one. Got it complete. And you can see it's a little bit different design. Haven't seen one like this myself. And then you'll notice it has a small pipe for the gas to escape down into the flame. The idea behind this one was to be able to distribute the heat throughout the length of that barrel and to get more heat on the inside through those pipes. And I'll seal that one up the same way. Seal these lids probably with some clay mud, and I think that'll be fine for the duration of the burn. But I'm gonna build the places I'm gonna fire these with cinder block, and then I get all that material together and I'll be back to you. Thanks for watching. Well, finally, I've got a little fire going in each one of these. It's I'm gonna call it 9:30. It's close enough. And this fire on the left is not doing quite as well because didn't break up my hay soaked with kerosene quite good enough. I'm gonna have to get some air in here. Get this going a little bit better, but it'll catch up. And so I'm gonna come back at 11. So you see if there's anything going on here. I should be able to see some gas coming out of that. Either one of these. I'll try to get a picture of it. But I'm here right close to the firewood, so I've got plenty of fuel. Hopefully it won't take all this, but we're gonna go till we think it's ready. And I'm not 100% sure on what that's gonna look like. So I'll get back with you when I have something to show you. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you can see that gas coming out of that interior pipe. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it sounds a lot like a cut torch. Well, there's a lot going on here. Well, I thought I'd give you a little update here. This is 2 hours in, and you can see this gas is just about, that's just about all syngas underneath there. It's blowing it straight out of that interior pipe. losing a little bit here in the top. Didn't quite get sealed off like I like. This one same way. That's wood burning, but that's gas pouring out of the inside of that, fueling that fire. So 2 hours in, and come back here when I got something to show you. Thanks for watching. Okay, welcome back. I want to show you the results here. This barrel is the barrel that I filled up, right in here with raw material. You can see that it did not stay that that large. You can see this was burned in the horizontal barrel, and that kind of how it came out. I believe I've got some here that's not quite done for sure, these larger pieces. I'll dump that one out in a minute and show you. This one right here was definitely a disappointment as far as getting something made, and I'm not sure exactly about all of this, but the majority of what you're seeing here on top is not charcoal. Obviously, that's just barely been heated up. So down in the middle of this pile, there's a piece of that oak. You can see it's completely carbonized. It's a little chunk of this material that I call it creosote, hard creosote. These little smaller rounds, some of them didn't even get carbonized. So this one definitely has got some things going on in it that I think we're going to have to change. Now I know that this upright kiln is a good design because it's being used all over the world, just like. Sorry about cutting off like that. My phone used up all the available space, so I had to manage it a little bit. So here's the pile that came out of that upright, and here's the pile that came out of the horizontal. And you can see that there's a big difference there. This one, I would say 99%. Looks like there's maybe one over there, not quite carbonized. Oh, I guess there's a few. So, I don't know what to say about that other than, you know, you learn a little bit every time you do something. One thing kind of unusual, that barrel didn't get hot enough halfway up to burn the paper off. So that tells me a lot about how much heat's getting into this barrel to be used for pyrolysis. Then it also tells me about how these barrels are going to hold up. Here's the other one, and it's already a little bit deformed on the bottom. I like these barrels, but they're not very thick, so we'll just have to see about that. And the other thing I want to show you over here, it was these concrete blocks, and they didn't fare very well. So I'm gonna have to do something different there. That one's broken. That one's okay. These are cracked. There's a tremendous amount of heat down in here, so it's not surprising. These were just left over from a project somewhere else. So, all in all, I'm going to give this about a C plus. That's old school C plus. That means 95 to 100 is an A. This is a C plus, so finished out of this bunch of out of these batches here. I'll take these and put them in one of these open fire type kilns, and I'll finish them up. What I have, and it's never wasted, so it's halfway on its way. Most of it that didn't get complete. I got a pretty good bit of time and energy into these barrels, so that's a little bit of a downside on that. But I'm going to try this one again. I'm convinced that it was just too tightly packed in there, and I'm going to up the temperature and the time. I had about 3.5 hours of roaring fire underneath this yesterday, and it had stopped smoking and stopped sending gas out the bottom of these interior tubes. And so that tells me that some of it was getting the heat, and up towards the center of that barrel it wasn't getting the heat like it should in order to do the pyrolysis. So I'm going to stack that in there a little bit different next time. Or I may just use this material in these open kilns and burn them. It's a pretty good way of doing it. It just, you have to tend it all the time. Well, there's some of it there. This is the last barrel that I did. It's still soaking up water. I took a little bit of that out. So I'll get back with you, and that's what I learned so far about these. And these barrels are going to be too thin to really have a lot of life out of. So I'm gonna hunt around for some heavier barrels if I'm gonna keep making these and doing it that way. But for now, I'm gonna just shut off with this and get this cleaned up, get this mess out here cleaned up, and then I'll get back to you when I have something to show you. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great day.